Hello there, good morning and welcome to GHOne News with me, Araba Aidoo. Let's look at stories making headlines this morning. Constitutional lawyer Raymond Bidema questions CJ's injunction, calling it interesting yet identical to petitions she seeks to stop. And GPRTU warns drivers against defying new transport fares as 15% reduction takes effect on Saturday, May 24, 2025. We have details of these and other stories coming up. Please stay. Thanks for staying. Remember, the bulletin is streaming live on X and on Facebook at GHOne TV. This morning, some street vendors in Accra have returned to the pavement just a day after they were sensitized and asked to leave by city authorities. They are questioning why immediate alternatives were not provided prior to the exercise. Calvin Powell was in Accra and reports.
Aside from vendors vacating the main street to allow for the free flow of vehicular traffic, the pedestrian walkways are still cluttered, with vendors displaying their wares as the decongestion exercise by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly enters its second day. For Jackson and Teresa, situated in Tudu, the immediate alternatives available to them when driven off the pavement will be illegal mining or prostitution.
Papa no fanto edwasoman na nya sa yesi nkura na bia school yentimi ntrance se bi mfa yensa nhye da mirifam ye won nkura ofie yentimi so nka se ye ko ba bi e wa ko ye galamse ni nyina so moa oman chichire.
We've been here for years now, and then in a way when they give us measures to follow, we do that. But now sacking us is like we are going to Rome, and we would come more because the thing is, this is what we do to eat. We have kids here. I'm a Ghanaian. They're sacking us. What do you want us to go and do? It's either prostitution or we go into the galamsey.
A few kilometers from Tudu takes you to the frontage of the Ghana Cocoa Board. The situation here, as far as trading on pavement is concerned, is no different. The place is full of middle-aged women who claim to be single mothers and widows. According to them, the city authorities are discriminatory. Though they are on the pavement, sales have been affected. Displaying their goods on the street remains the best option.
Me just says I didn't know what your more yana almost pamoying. Yeah, craft for me to me, cranny. Me no be a haya, and I'm the Aramema. Says me Baba Coba, says the cow I am at the Nebeco. This I ya more pamoying, says Yanya Dania, commitia lances, me take it. More tata, yes, and then the permit for a beguyaso. Me could a mass of him, me could see when she a warrior, ya. Manyo bia mama tazi anam didi anam ye bibia.
We are single parents. We are lot single parents here. A day ye 70 Ghana 80 Ghana ma ye man mo be in school. Eti mo pamo ye no na ye nya dan ya ndemu ye man me from meda katamantoana ye sleme yo ni so nhwe no we ye mobo.
However, Accra Mayor Michael Papo Alote remains resolute in bringing some sanity to the city. He continued the sensitization effort, making sure the vendors bought into the concept of ridding Accra of congestion. The exercise took him to the Ghana Traditional Council to seek the government's support. I was appointed as the mayor of Accra a few weeks ago. Yesterday, we commenced a decongestion exercise to bring some sanity to the city. And as the custodian of the land, I'm here with my team to brief you on the exercise and also seek your support. The task ahead remains arduous, as the Kaneshi footbridge, which was cleared of vendors on the first day of the exercise, has been reoccupied. As the exercise continues, one can only wonder when total compliance will be achieved.
Well, the decongestion exercise will also take place in Tamale, and ahead of that, the mayor of the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly, Abubakar Takoro, has assured traders in the area that the upcoming decongestion exercise will be carried out in phases to minimize disruption to their economic activities. In an interview with our Northern Regional correspondent, Noah Nash, the mayor mentioned that a compensation package will be made available to affected traders.
Since the construction of the Tamale overpass in 2022, traders and transport operators have taken over the main streets of the metropolis, capitalizing on the available space to conduct their businesses. This has led to increased congestion in the central business area, resulting in heavier human and vehicular traffic. Some traders have moved their trading activities from stores to the streets to facilitate quicker sales. However, the Tamale mayor states that the decongestion exercise will be conducted without impacting the traders.
The Ababu stretch, I made some team to go into the market and they came out with a data. This data tells us that a lot of them sitting on the roadside have places inside. But because they want quick market, they run onto the street. We are not just coming out like we used to do, because it is the same people that I have human feeling for. So therefore, if I'm doing decongestion or resettlement, it does not, affect them so much.
As the Assembly prepares for the decongestion exercise, some traders are appealing to the new mayor to expand and properly demarcate the market within the metropolis, while also ensuring that the streets are cleared of hawkers.
I don't think the town inside like this, they should get some big place.
The mayor of Tamale stated that the exercise poses a national security threat and the Assembly is proposing compensation for it.
The congestion of the metropolis is a security threat. So therefore, I need to put in a proposal to the national security to see how best they can help. So it will not be surprised to hear that my tenure, we have carried out the decongestion and compensate some people. But as for the vehicles which park wrongly, we'll be having a meeting. Immediately after the meeting, we are coming out with what? A blueprint to effect those things.
The mayor announced that the NDC's regional executives are supporting the decongestion exercise to be carried out in phases.
On to other stories, the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana says the directive by the National Labour Commission, that's the NLC, to call off their indefinite strike with immediate effect was expected. Now, according to the chairman of the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, Haruna Rafiq, they were not invited nor served any letter from the NLC to attend any meeting. He says the association followed due processes to embark on the strike. Now, the National Labour Commission has ordered 3 university staff unions to call off their indefinite strike with immediate effect, citing their defiance of a formal summons to appear before the Commission. According to the Commission, the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, the Technical University Administrators Association of Ghana, and the Federation of Universities Senior Staff Association of Ghana failed to honor an invitation on May 13 and went ahead to declare the strike before appearing before the scheduled hearing. But the union says this approach has become the norm of the Commission.
The Technical University Administrators Association of Ghana, GHOne, and the Federation of University Senior Staff Association of Ghana, FUSAG, announced with deep regret but unwavering resolve our decision to embark on an indefinite strike action. Effective today, 21st May 2025. This difficult decision comes after countless engagements and goodwill efforts extended to the government, which have unfortunately been met with persistent inaction, neglect, and blatant failure to honor the terms of our duly signed agreement 6 months ago. Despite numerous dialogues, reminders, and extended timelines, the government has continuously reneged on its commitments, thereby undermining the trust and cooperation that should exist between both parties. The signed agreement was not merely a symbolic gesture. It was a binding contract born out of mutual consensus and aimed at ensuring improved conditions, fair treatment, and a sustainable future for all stakeholders. We wish to make it categorically clear: this strike is not an act of defiance, but a last response to an entrenched culture of broken promises.
Now, let's shift our attention to the suspension of the Chief Justice. As constitutional lawyer Raymond Bidema says, the Supreme Court's dismissal of a suit by civil society organization seeking to reverse the President's suspension of the Chief Justice and halt the work of the committee set up to consider her possible removal from office was much expected from the onset. While lauding the Supreme Court for its stance, the constitutional lawyer also questioned if there's any infringement for the Chief Justice to be suspended. Now, the Supreme Court, in a 4-1 majority decision on Wednesday, upheld the President's decision, allowing the committee's work to continue.
From the onset, I made mention of the fact that for a Supreme Court, for that matter, our Supreme Court, to have enjoined any process, that means that there is a threatened unconstitutionality. There is an act or there is a breach of the provisions of the Constitution. In that regard, then yes, there could be an injunction in order to affect the repercussions of that unconstitutionality. But in this case, my question is the suspension of the Chief Justice. What provision of the 1992 Constitution has it infringed upon? And once we are not able to pinpoint any particular infringement, then there could be no other decision than what we have expected or we have gotten today from the Supreme Court. And I think that the Supreme Court should be recommended for that consistency in their decision. I feel again that, as at 1992, the prevailing conditions under which the current Constitution was framed are different from the prevailing conditions today. And like the Supreme Court said in the case of Tufo vs. Attorney General, that our Constitution is a living organism capable of growth and development. What does that mean? It means that at any point in time in the interpretation of the Constitution, the Supreme Court must take into consideration the socio-economic activities of the country. Now, if you compare what is happening today to that of what was happening at the time of the framing of the 1992 Constitution, we can say that there are a lot of changes that have come. Now, the reason for which I will call for maybe some of the amendment of the Constitution, especially the in-camera hearing of the removal of the Superior Justice of the Court, is that you see, it provides for a lot of speculation around the removal. And for me, I think that it is not in the interest of this nation for such speculations to be going on.
Now, on to some good news for all commuters. The Ghana Private Road Transport Union, that's the GPRTU, has warned drivers who do not comply by new fares will be sanctioned by unions, while addressing on the challenges in forcing drivers who do not belong to any union to comply by the directive. Deputy Industrial Relations Officer of the GPRTU, Samuel Amwa, advised commuters to report adamant drivers to the various authorities, including the police. The GPRTU and the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council published a new fare list to aid drivers and commuters in enforcing 15% reduction, which takes effect on Saturday, May 24, 2025, in response to the recent appreciation of the Ghana cedi and a drop in petroleum prices at the pumps. And that's it with GA Today News with me, Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh.